fire truck, big fire truck. With a major backseat driver. Here we go, off the corner, we got a green. 3 wide into the corner. Everybody safe so far. Whoa! That's close. And Red Duck coming around to lead that first spot. Look out, look out, look out, look out. Traffic jam, traffic jam. Traffic jam at the intersection down the middle of the back straightaway. Thank you very much. We get them fired up. As I said before, we will do sponsors on all divisions during the main event. Back of the pack, the 41 of Chris Green. Next to him, the 30 of Brandon Carey. There's the 45 on the inside of Jeff Sullivan. The 3 next to him, Travis Chadwick. Up in front, outside, the 9 car, Calvin King. And on the inside, if I can get a good look at it, the 93, it looks like, that's James Carpenter. We got a green. They come side by side. Oh boy, close. Carpenter and King side by side. Oh, photo, photo, photo. Sullivan works to the inside. King slides to the high side. Yellow flag out. The 41 of Green off the track on the back straightaway, and I would say that was about the only lap that I could see a clear-cut leader on. We got a green. Brandon Carey on the move on the outside. Has to hold back as the 45 of Sullivan makes the move to bring it around to take the lead. Carey slides by. He'll come around into the second position on that lap. So Sullivan, Carey, and Carpenter, your top 3. Gaining inch by inch, loses a little bit in the corner right there. White flag, final lap. Your winner, cart number 45 out of Acampo, Jeff Sullivan. Second place to the 30 car out of Ripon, Brandon Carey. Third place to number 93 out of Manteca, James Carpenter. And your fourth and final point position, car number 9 out of Stockton, Calvin King. Out there's the 36 of Mike Norris, the 97 of Tad Bowles, the 83 of Kellen Chadwick, the 0 of Mike Brooks Jr., the 17 of Nick DiCarlo, and the 92 of Kathy Blackwell. Here we go, off of turn 4, coming in, green's up, they're gone. Kellen Chadwick coming around to take the lead. Brooks right behind him. Norris in the 3rd spot. Brooks slowly pulling away from the rest of the pack. On the back straightaway. Everybody's still running. Doesn't look like a yellow flag going to come out over the deal. White flag, final trip. Your winner in number 83 out of Oakley, Kellen Chadwick. Second in the 0 out of Stockton, Mike Brooks Jr. Third place to the 36 out of Stockton, David Johnson. And fourth to the 92 out of Stockton, Kathy Blackwell. Coming out, the Thunder Division. Somewhere out there is the 14 of Robbie Height out of Yuba City, the 22, Rick DeCosta out of Manteca, the 25 out of Fremont, Scott Clark, the 30 out of Ripon, Tony Carey, the 41 out of Manteca, Christy Ryder, the 49 out of Napa, David Goodwill, the 90 out of Elk Grove, Doug Machado, and the 93 out of Merced, Stephen Williams, if they're all out there. Lights out once again. Flag man looks him over off the turn 4. We got a green. Stephen Williams controls lap number 1. Top 3 on lap number 2. Stephen Williams. Second place to the 25, Scott Clark. Third place to the 49, David Goodwill. And fourth place to the 14, Robbie Height. Looks like Jim Keys in the 87 on the inside, the 4 of Buck Botage next to him, the 72 of Cassie Thane on the inside. Second row, the 83 of Mike Henry next to her. The back row, the 1 of Chuck Gurney Jr., the 14 of Bill Rees Jr. Off the turn 4, green's up. buck potage pointing in the wrong direction off of turn 2. Lights out, green's up. Out front, Cassie Thane running second. Your winner in modified number 87 out of Oakdale, Jim Keys. Sliding by to take second place on the final lap. Modified number 83 out of Fair Oaks, Mike Henry. Slipping to third under that white flag. Car number 72 out of Elk Grove, Cassie Thane. And in the fourth and final point position, car number 1 out of Livermore, Chuck Gurney Jr. Setting on the front straightaway, back of the pack, what looks like the number 41, sponsored by Green Racing, Do-All Fabrication, and Houston Cycle. Out of Riverbank, Chris Green. Outside, cart number 17, sponsored by DiCarlo Auto Repair, Bisbee Motorsports. Out of Martinez, Nick DiCarlo. Move to the inside for cart number 3, sponsored by Oakley Stern Drive, Oakley Cleaners, and Pro Motorsports. Out of Oakley, Travis Chadwick. Next to him in the 92, sponsored by Conley's Locksmith, The Auto Stop, American Home Mortgage, Right Way Cleaners, and Sidelines. Out of Stockton, Kathy Blackwell. Inside to cart number 9, sponsored by Miracle Auto Painting and Delta Charter Service. Out of Stockton, Calvin King. Next to him in the 36, sponsored by Green Racing, Do-All Fabrication, and Houston Cycle. Out of Manteca, Mike Norris. Back to the inside for cart number 45, sponsored by The Body Shop, Citywide Tow, and TLC Construction. Out of Acampo, Jeff Sullivan. Moving out to cart number 83, sponsored by Oakley Stern Drive, Oakley Cleaners, and Pro Motorsports. Out of Oakley, Kellen Chadwick. Inside, cart number 30, sponsored by The Screen Shop, Tracy Chevrolet, Almond Valley Chiropractic, and Vernon Transportation Company. Out of Ripon, Brandon Carey. Next to him in cart number 0, sponsored by Stockton Auto Supply, Trail Kill Auto Service, and Grand Auto Sales. Out of Stockton, Michael Brooks Jr. Ahead of him in cart number 97 on the outside front row, sponsored by Escalon Feed. Out of Escalon, Tad Bowles. On the inside front row pole position, cart number 93, sponsored by GB Industrial Spray, 99 Recyclers, The White House, Manteca Service Center, McSparran Auto Glass, Tinnin T-Shirts, Janitorial Services, and Professional Appliance Installers. Out of Manteca, James Carpenter. Box stock main event, 15 laps. We got a green. Carpenter holding on to that first lap lead. Everybody vying for position. Mike Brooks up on the outside as they come off of turn 4. Too close for me to call it on that lap. Brooks with a slight advantage into the corner. Off they come. He'll come around to take solid control of lap number 3. Brooks, Carpenter, and Bowles in your top 3. Chadwick now into that 3rd position, trying to look underneath the 93 of Carpenter. And Chadwick now into 2nd. Over there in turn 4, got him locked again over in turn 4. Okay, we're having a meeting of the brothers over there. We get the 3 of Travis and the 83 of Kellen. Here they come. We got a green. Your winner in the 0 cart out of Stockton, Mike Brooks Jr. Running 2nd in cart number 83, Kellen Chadwick. 3rd to the 93 of James Carpenter. 4th to the 45, Jeff Sullivan. And 5th to the 30, Brandon Carey. Division. Inside back row. Oh, wait a minute. Where are you going there, Nathan? You point a flag and I'll call it. How's that sound? I'm looking down at my reading. I'm not watching you. Okay, you're going to hold it over that 22 car. You're going to hold it over that 90 car. What do you want? You want the 90 car? You got the 90 car. I'll turn to page 2. This is a 2nd-year driver. Rookie in this division. Won 2 main events already. Drives a Factor 1 Honda powered out of Elk Grove in the 90 car. Doug Machado. Now Nathan's going to the inside. Now he's going where my mind was to begin with. We're back at the 22 car. This is your 95 champion out of this division. His 4th year of action in this division here at Delta. Drives a Sawyer chassis with a Honda motor out of Manteca. And guess what, Nathan? Reach in there and shake his hand and tell him happy birthday to you on Sunday. There you go, Nathan. That is Rick DeCosta. We move up to the front row, outside position. He holds a checkered flag over the number 49. out of Napa, California, second in points last year, his fourth year of competition in a Stellar chassis Honda powered. From Napa once again, the good doctor, David Goodwell. And we move inside. Glad to see this guy back in competition. His fourth year of competition, he was third in points in '96. A Factor 1 chassis here out of Ripon, Tony Carey. Green's out. Off the corner they go. Tony Carey in front. Rick DeCosta right behind. Right flag. As I said, welcome back, Tony Carey. Your winner in the 30 car out of Ripon, Tony Carey. Running second, our birthday boy. In the 22, Rick DeCosta. Third place to the 90, Doug Machado. And the 49 of David Goodwell. Car, or the 14-250. Rookie driver in that car. Runs a Yaki chassis. Honda powered out of Pleasanton. That's young Barry Prees Jr. The one car they're pushing around down there is your 1996 Rookie of the Year and the defending champion of the division in his second year of competition with a Waxham chassis out of Livermore, Chuck Gurney Jr. On the outside front row pole position, car number 83. That is a Waxham chassis with a Honda motor. The driver hails out of Fair Oaks in his fourth year of competition, Mike Henry. Inside next to him in a Waxham Honda, second year of competition, but a rookie here at Delta. Out of Elk Grove, everybody's being real quiet. They want to hear her name? Didn't I tell you last week? The first ever female to win a qualified main event here at Delta, Cassie Thane. Out. Wake up, this one's going to be quick. Here they come. We got a green. A trophy dash to the racing resume. Your winner, modified number 72, Cassie Thane. Second place to the 14, Barry Prees Jr. Third to the 83 of Mike Henry. And going sour on the final lap, the one car of Chuck Gurney Jr. For the modified 4, there's a 0 of Mike Brooks, the 71 of Scott Dunnigan, the 58 of Fred Cummings, the 25 of Kendall Spirit, and the green flag, all in one breath. Stockton, Mike Brooks Sr. Second to the 71, Scott Gilligan. Third to the 58 of Fred Clement. And in the final position, the 25, Kendall McSperrin. For their dash, the 26 of Les Friend, the 8 of David Blair, the 10 of Angela Carollo, and the 61 of Guy Gabor. We need the trophy girl to report down to the pit entryway. Trophy girl to the pit entryway. Here they come. Pushing to the inside, going to make it tough as they come off of that corner. And your winner in the 10 car on a Lathrop, Angelo Carollo. Second place to the 61, Guy Gabor. Third to the 26 of Les Friend. And the final position to the 8 of David Blair. Out here. Don't ask me because I don't know, but we got something coming out here. Is that a Thunderbird? You see the guy down in the front straightaway, Jim Stockdale, with the white shorts and the earphone on. He's the man responsible to bring me the information on the trophy car, which he didn't do. Yes, that is a T-Bird. 61 T-Bird, someone is saying. Beautiful, beautiful car. Now I wonder if that is one of Pete's classic cars, because I certainly can't see that just sitting by itself on somebody's car lot. I'm told it's not Pete's for sure. And our box stock flagman, Nathan Swoboda, gets our 8-year-old Alisa out of the car. Spells her last name N-A-R-A-N-J-O. Take your best guess. Naranjo, Narango. About 7 different ways I could say that. It is not hyphenated out on the paper. So we'll say Alisa and leave it at that. And she puts the Medal of Honor around the, I believe that is the second place runner, the number 83, Kellen Chadwick out of Oakley. And the other one on the other side, the 93 of James Carpenter, third place. She moves up on the upper deck to the 0 of young Michael Brooks Jr., the main event winner himself. His first main event win of the 97 season. His 5th career feature victory. Move down the other way. We pick up Brandy Bird, age 19, as our trophy girl. She's over there with the number 30 car in the 600 multi-division. That is Tony Carey out of Ripon. This is the first 1997 feature victory for Carey, and this would make Tony's 9th career feature win. And Brandy Brandy moves over to the mini stock winner in the number 10 car on a Lathrop, Angelo Carollo. And this is the main event win that Angelo's been waiting for. His main event dash. Get my brain in gear. This is Angelo's second dash. I've been talking main event like I was talking with the box stock. See, that gets confusing when you do box stock main event and you go to dash. And Brandy's over with the number 0, Mike Brooks Sr. dash winner in the modified 4. Second dash win of the year. And then we move over to the modified division for young Cassie Main. Uh-oh, they found her a special trophy guy to go over there with her. Cassie is a rookie in this division at Delta only, but believe me, folks, she's got a number of years of competition. She has over 40 career victories to date in about 4 different divisions of racing at her young age. She is definitely going to go somewhere in racing if the money is there. Okay, there's our winners for you. Cassie Thane, Mike Brooks, Angelo Carollo, Tony Carey, and our feature winner, Mike Brooks Jr. in the box stock division. For the first heat of the night for this division. Got them scattered here in the front straightaway. Here's the 7 of Joe Kembra. Off of turn 4, the 52 of Mike Soyset. And the 26 of Les Friend. There's the 49 of Larry Bowles. There's the 10 of your dash winner, Angelo Carollo. 16 car, Steve Kendall. The 63, Vern Terrell. The 11, Russell Johnson Jr. The 93 of Jamie Carpenter. Mike Soyset and Kendall on the pole, lights out. You got it great. Second slot. Craig Beck mixing it up to the inside. Slam and bang. Carpenter tries to take it back on the inside as they go into turn 3. Flag for the 63, Vern Terrell, over here in turn 4. We get some action up there in that front row as Beck and Carpenter battle it out side by side for this win. Inside Beck, outside Carollo in third. Any one of those 3 possible. Here's the flag. There they go down the back straightaway. any closer than that. Your winner in the 93 out of Manteca, Jamie Carpenter. Second place in the 45 out of Stockton, Craig Beck. Third in the 10 out of Lathrop, Angelo Corollo. And fourth in the 26 out of Stockton, Les Friend. Coming out, there's the 23, Virginia Patterson, the 79, Casey Tinnen, the 60 of Mark Borges, the 70 of Jim Cosgrove. Back a little further, the 6 of Sam Solari, and our truck, the 66 of Pete Paulson. And a late arrival in the 8, David Blair. And here comes the 61 of Guy Gabor. Slow and easy, starters looking him over. Lights out into 4. Here we go. We got a green. Whoa! Close quarters, close quarters. Jim Cosgrove leading them around. Tinnen mixing it up back there with Mark Borges. Tinnen comes around to take the second slot. Still any man's game up there in front. Cosgrove hanging tight, Tinnen looking for a way by on the inside. Mark Borges up, waiting for either man to make a mistake. And Solari coming up into the fray. Look out, it's getting crowded off of turn 4. Tinnen to the lead, Solari second. Gabor moving to the inside to take over the third slot. Cosgrove off the track up in front. We got a pile up over here off of turn 2. And we wind up with a checkered yellow. That gives the win to the 79 of Casey Tinnen out of Manteca. Second place to the 6 out of Manteca, Sam Solari. Third to the 61, also out of Manteca, Guy Gabor. And fourth to the 60 out of Banta, Mark Borges. We're out for their heat race. Front row, the 0 of Mike Brooks. Inside or outside of him, the 71 of Scott Gilligan. Back row inside, the 58 of Fred Clement. And next to him, the 25 of Kendall McSperrin. All Stockton drivers. Lights out. Flagman's watching. Into 3. Out of 4. We got a green. Brooks in charge, but it's a close race. Fred Clement gets a little sideways, brings it back out. Benjamin now in second, McSperrin in the third. Now they're getting strung out, single file, follow the leader. Brooks still in charge. Somebody's got a motor that don't sound great, and I think it's a 71 of Gilligan kind of popping in the main. The 25 of McSperrin turns it around, brings it out to the edge, draws the yellow flag. He's up there racing. to the inside to take over that second slot. Brooks still in charge. Starting to pull away. Off turn 4 from the flag stand. White flag. Final lap. Your winner in the 0 out of Stockton, Mike Brooks Sr. Charging in there for second place, car number 58, Fred Clement. And the man with the poppin' motor in third, that's the 71 of Scott Gilligan, and from the infield, fourth place to the 25 of Kendall McSparron. Hey folks. 600 Malta division for their main event, getting lined up all the way to the back, all by himself in the 93, sponsored by Major Cisco, U.S. Rentals of Merced, Metten Glass Fiberglass, Racers Warehouse, Williams Racing, Mighty Muffler, Frida's Auto Wreckers, Dow Hammond Truck Sales, and Ideal Leasing of Modesto out of Merced. This is Stephen Williams. And Nathan is pointing to the 41 car as I look up. The 41 car is sponsored by DeRuyter Farms. He is the defending champion of the division. Welcome back to action out of Manteca, Chris DeRuyter. And there goes Nathan to the 93. Nathan, move up to the 90. There you go, big guy. We got it. In the 90, sponsored by the Udder Place, FRE, Elk Grove Dairy Service, and Damn Wings. Out of Elk Grove, Doug Machado. Inside to the 22 car, sponsored by John Azevedo Farms and Discount Plumbing. Happy birthday to the driver out of Manteca, Rick DeCosta. Car number 49. Sponsored by Maxim Computer Systems, Leto Auto Body Incorporated, P&S Car Care, Bob Worth Racing Engines, Kenny Pereiro Racing, and Bailey Brothers Performance Center out of Napa, David Goodwill. Next to him, car number 30, sponsored by the Screen Shop, Vernon Transportation Company, Ripon Market, Houston's Motorcycle Repair, and Almond Valley Chiropractic out of Ripon, Tony Carey. Outside front row, car number 25, sponsored by Uncle Jed's Fabrication and Bill Montgomery Enterprises out of Fremont, Scott Clark. Inside to car number 14, sponsored by Steel Products Incorporated out of Yuba City, Robbie Height. Lights out, looking for the green, 25 laps, 600 feet. We got it, they're gone. Number 1, David Goodwill right on his tail. Clark, Goodwill, DeCosta, your top 3. Shadow in the second position. Tony Carey into position number 3. Comes out as the 93 of Stephen Williams. Gets it spun around over there in turn number 2. Brings it around here in the front straightaway, turns it the other direction, rejoins the pack, and says, I want to play some more. Shadow behind him, then the 30 of Carey, the 41 of DeRider, the 22 of DeCosta, and Williams bringing up the rear. Still in charge. Doug Machado waiting for a mistake, and right behind them, Tony Carey. For the 4th time in the 1997 season, number 25, Scott Clark. Running second in the 90, Doug Machado. 3rd place falls to car number 30, Tony Carey. And the 4th place position to the 41 of Chris DeRider. Out there, but we'll get started anyway. At the back of the pack in the red number 1, sponsored by Lawson Rock and Oil, Creative Signs and Designs, Bowers Performance, Redline Oil, Ultra Shield, Carrera Shocks, Performance Racing Industries, and Fuel Safe Fuel Cells out of Livermore, Chuck Gurney Jr. We move up to the number 4, sponsored by Snapple Beverage out of Castro Valley, Buck Botosh. We move inside to number 72, sponsored by Grandma and Grandma, Mom and Dad, Pedrick Cycle, Design Solution, Graphics by Artec, Ernie's Body Shop, Tompkins Electric, QRC, All-Star Awards, S&T Racing, Kenny Pereira Racing, and Tobacco Free Challenge out of Elk Grove, Cassie Thane. Move out to car number 83, sponsored by Bailey Chassis Company, JB Enterprises, and Eddie Sanders Racing out of Fair Oaks, Mike Henry. Looks like we go back inside to car number 14, sponsored by Victory Lane Auto Sales and Truck Rental, Bowers Performance, Precise Tool and Die, Mud Off Mud Repellent Spray, and good old Mom and Dad out of Pleasanton, Barry Prees Jr. Way up in front, car number 87, sponsored by Outlaw Performance out of Oakdale, Jim Keys. Your 250 main event. Jim Keys on the pole, bringing him around, lights out, black man's looking, and now he's waving. Restart flag from the front area up here, the number 4 of Buck Botosh. Squeezed out of the pack over there on that first attempt up against the wall. We'll see if his damage is not severe enough to prevent him from running as they back him down, try to give him a push start. Comes the pole setter, Mike Henry next to her on the outside. Lights out, black man's watching. He gives them a green, they're gone. Trouble over here in turn number 2. Here they come. Stand on the pedal, green flag flies. The 72 Casey Thane gets it spun around there off of turn number 2. 14 down. 14 laps down. Lights out once again. Starters watching him into turn 3. Shares him the lead. Once again, before Buck Potash gets it turned around over there. Cassie Thane, in the meanwhile, slides up to avoid him. She gets a piece of that wall. We'll have to see if she's going to be able to make it or not. 3 cars left. Mike Henry brings them around. Green flag waves. Number 83 out of Fair Oaks, Mike Henry. Running second, car number 1, Chuck Gurney Jr. The third slot calls for number 14 out of Pleasanton, Barry Freeze Jr. First main event win of the 97 season for Mike Henry. That is his second career feature event victory. Sponsored by Paulson Motorsports, Wheels by Paulson, Stock Car Fabrication, and Sunoco Racing Fuels. Out of French Camp, our promoter, Pete Paulson. And we'll wait and see where the 49 is going. There he is, sponsored by Kick-A-Tire and Valley LP Gas. Out of Lodi, that's Larry Bowles. We move up to car number 22, sponsored by Mike and Virginia Patterson, with a special thanks to Janet, JC, and Jerry. Out of Stockton, Johnny Crawford. To the inside position.